Well, today it was if maintaining guidance was enough to send this stock up, expectations were so low. But it's Hugo Boss has had a bit of an identity crisis. As you just said, they were going up the spectrum to luxury. In the United States, the brand was just not seen that way. They've also been refusing to discount. And whether it's in Europe or the States, that's the name of the game.
Why are they not discounting? Is it because they're trying to maintain this feel of we are a luxury company and luxury companies don't go down the route of all the other retailers at discount, or like what?
Absolutely, and that's the right thing to do. However, when 25% of your business is in the United States and the United States is swimming in promotions, particularly in the department store space, that is a tough road to go down, and that's a market share loss story, and that's really what we've seen.
So do you think it's right for the new CEO to come in and say, hey, we're going to cut our losses. The old strategy, that wasn't the right one for us. We're going to go back to men's suits. That's what we're really good at. Do you think it's bold enough, or do you think it's risky in the sense that they could be losing even more share in the market?
I think it's the right thing to do is sort of look at the strategy and say, hey, it's not working. Let's go back to the core of who we were. Let's focus more on men. Spending money on the women's growth really didn't pan out. So let's go back to who we are. The other thing is that China has been a big issue. The pricing spreads between the Chinese market with Hugo and Europe have just been too wide. So the big question is, will they continue to take prices down in China?
All right, also want to talk about Next.
Yes.
Now, we saw this morning they lowered their sales forecast. They kept their central profit forecast intact, though. The story, I guess, is very heavy promotional activity. How do they get out of that?
Well, Next is very interesting because it's one of the retailers that, again, very in common with Hugo Boss, refuses to play that promotional game. They do have their couple sales a year, but they don't do Black Friday. So coming up, that's going to be a big inflection point again this year. Do they continue to lose share as the rest of the street promotes? And secondly, technology has been the story for this company. They had the lead on click and collect, next day delivery, and now everybody else is catching up.
Does that mean that they're moving away from being that kind of bellwether to be able to tell the sentiment of your average female shopper primarily?
I think it is. I think, again, they had this technology lead, and now that everybody else is catching up, the question is, are they just losing share to the fast fashion group, to competitors who are just doing a little bit better that had fallen so far behind?